Justin, do you want to just introduce yourself?
Sure. Yep,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, guys, my name is Justin Ford. I'm a coach here with Glover U. I've been in the real estate industry for 18 years. I've been a licensed real estate agent for 10. Before selling real estate, I was in the mortgage industry. I did mortgages right before the crash. Then when the crash hit, started to do short sales and loan modifications. And then I got my real estate license back in 2013 and I joined Jeff Glover's team here locally in Michigan. So I worked with Jeff for 3 years on his team. Then after that, I started my own brokerage, and then after being on my own and having my own brokerage for 4 years, I moved over to a brokerage called EXP, and so I sell real estate full time. I'm on the ground with you selling, on average about 100 homes a year. I have a team here locally in Metro Detroit. I'm also married with 4 kids. Again, I'm a real estate coach. I have a podcast. I'm an author, just wrote a book, and also work in local high schools teaching troubled youth character education, leadership, and success. It's one of the things that I'm super, super passionate about. And I also lead the prospecting boot camp here at Glover U, where I teach real estate agents how to overcome their fear of prospecting, overcome the fear of rejection, and to be able to get on the phone and learn the tips, techniques, and skills necessary to be able to become a rock star when it comes to prospecting and lead generation. So that's my intro.
Awesome. So Tab, if you could just take that down real quick. If does everybody know who Justin is? I mean, that was a great description of who he is, but has anybody seen Justin in person live, or has anybody taken any of his courses? Just put it in the chat, put joy in the chat.
Well, I'm going to talk.
Go ahead, Danielle.
I saw Justin in person and got his signed book.
Yes,
you look great, Justin. Did you lose some weight?
I have been. I've been on a journey.
Good. You look
awesome.
Thank you.
Yep, you look great. And I too have had the pleasure of being in the presence of Justin many times. And I just doing Winning Wednesday, I kind of took it over, and I'm like, you know what? We can bring in some high level people, and we can do it by Zoom. And it can be just as good, if not better, when we have high level people as it is in person. So I reached out to Justin, and he didn't even blink. He said, absolutely, I'll do it. So everybody just, thank him for coming on here, because he has a lot going on. And he could be doing so many other things than being here with us for 2 hours. So Justin, thank you so very much.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Anytime I have the opportunity to, join and teach and really contribute, it's definitely something that I'm really passionate about. So thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Let me say one more thing before I just hand it over to you. When you see Justin, so there aren't too many times that when he takes the stage that he doesn't make people cry. And that's not a bad cry, it's a good cry. He speaks from the heart. He's such a good person. He's not just an amazing real estate agent, an amazing coach, but he is a good person, someone that I want in my circle. So thank you, Justin, for being who you are.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. So nobody's here to hear me. So Justin, it's all yours.
Awesome. So what I want to do today is I want to talk about the importance of prospecting. I know many of you already really know the reason why you should be prospecting. You probably know who you should be calling. And then I really want to do, some Q&A or touch on some topics that maybe some of you guys are currently struggling with, or maybe that you're experiencing that I can help with, right? Maybe overcome some things or work with you on some things. And so, the first things first is I want to ask everybody here a question, and you can just type this in the chat. Why should we all be prospecting? Why why do you think it's important to be prospecting, or why should we all be prospecting on a daily basis? I want to see the answers in the chat that you guys have, and then I want to really break down not only why we should be prospecting, but how it's the lifeblood and how vital it is for our business. Let's see. William says, continue to add to your database. Danielle says, to build new relationships and build our business for now and future business. Absolutely. Helena says, you don't have a business without daily prospecting. Absolutely. Absolutely. These things are so true. These are so true. And so I appreciate you guys dropping those in the chat. Now I'd like for you to drop in the chat, why do we not prospect consistently? Why do we not prospect consistently? Mary Cruz says, no prospecting, no business. Okay. Yep. Lolitha said it's boring. Mary Cruz says fear. Yep. Me and a guy in my office named Carson were just talking about this earlier, right? It's boring, fear. What else? What are some other reasons why? Yep. William says distractions, because we're not scheduling and time blocking. And my issue is I always wake up and ask, who am I calling? Lack of database, so you don't know who to prospect. Okay. Yep. These are all incredible reasons why most people don't prospect consistently. And whether I'm in front of a large room of people, or whether I'm teaching a webinar like this, when I'm talking to agents about prospecting, these are all reasons why most people are not consistently prospecting. And I want you to know first and foremost that that's normal. When it comes to human nature, that's normal, but we have to change our mindset. I was actually a guest this morning for Jeff Glover's team. There was probably about 45 agents on there. Taylor had me come on to speak to the team. And one of the things that we talked about this morning, and I'll share it with you, is there's two things that we absolutely must be working on as agents. Number one is our skills, which I'll dive into more over the next hour. And then number two is our mindset. And the reason why we must be working on our mindset is because the mindset is what causes us to fear. The mindset is what causes us to have limiting beliefs and make excuses. And the mindset is the thing that either causes us to succeed at a high level, or it causes us to not succeed at all, right? And so when we think of mindset, our mindsets are made up of limiting beliefs or thought patterns that have developed because of things that have happened in our lives at some point, right? And so, if you're afraid to pick up the phone and you're afraid to hear the word no, you almost have to identify what the root cause of that is. Because it's not somebody telling you no. It's not somebody telling you to go to hell. It's not somebody telling you and cussing you out to get off the phone. There's something that those words and that person is triggering in your life or in your mindset that happened in your life that's causing you to be afraid of making phone calls, right? And so, like with, I think, how do I pronounce it right? Is it Danielle? I just want to make sure I'm saying it right, because I hate butchering names.
Yeah, you got it. Danielle. Yep.
All right, perfect. So with what Danielle said is rejection, right? So I like to say this: rejection is the tip of the iceberg, or the symptom, but it's not the cause, right? There's something deeper that causes us to fear rejection. Because when you really think about it, when you're making calls, why is someone telling you no so bad, right? Why is somebody saying, stop calling me, so bad? And why do we take that so personal, especially from somebody we've never met before, that we've never seen face to face, who will probably never meet face to face unless we set an appointment with them, that we'll never have a relationship with, and we'll probably never see them or talk to them again? why does that have so much power over our emotions and our mindset and our feelings? And that's what we need to really dig into and discover, because those are the things that are holding us back from ultimately creating the success that we ultimately want to create, right? Living the life that we ultimately want to live, right? And being able to set more appointments, because it all comes down to mindset. Okay. And so we teach at Glover U the importance of role playing, the importance of writing out your scripts, the importance of getting on the phone and making calls. But one of the things that I always teach in addition to that is that we need to create a strong mindset, right? We have to build a strong mindset around prospecting, because if prospecting is the lifeblood of our business, and if prospecting is as important as we say it is, then think about how many deals we're missing out on, or think about, how much money we're missing out on by staying in a place of fear, right? Staying in a place of limiting beliefs. Okay. And so I want to share with you, and you can write this down, or I'm also going to post this in the chat so you guys can copy and paste this. But prospecting, and this is the definition of prospecting. Okay. Prospecting is the first step in the sales process. Okay. Prospecting is the first step in the sales process, which consists of identifying potential customers, also known as prospects, right? And the goal of prospecting is to develop a database of likely customers and then systematically communicate with them in the hopes of converting them from potential customer to current customer. There's a saying that I have, it's called repetitious boredom. The reason why a lot of people struggle with making calls over a long period of time is because, like somebody said earlier, it's boring. It's boring. So we get bored with it. We don't want to make the calls anymore. We try it for a week. We try it for 2 weeks. And then what we say is, oh, well, this didn't work. And so then we move on to, look for the easiest pathway to a deal. Well, the good news is when it comes to prospecting, it's really a numbers game. When I joined Jeff's team back in 2013, in November of 2013, I did a 90-day boot camp because everybody that started on Jeff's team had to go through 90 days of prospecting training before they could ever meet with the seller, before they could ever go on an appointment, before they could ever work with a buyer. They had to make phone calls, period. And if you got good at making phone calls and setting appointments, then you'd be a good real estate agent. And you couldn't even graduate the ISA program until you had proven yourself as a good inside sales associate. So what did I do, right? I went through this 90 days of training with Jeff's team. And if you guys don't know who Jeff's team is the #1 real estate team in Michigan. They're one of the top Keller Williams teams in all of Keller Williams North America, or Keller Williams International. And, Jeff and his team sell, 1,000+ homes a year. Okay. So this is where I started. I'm on the team back in 2013, and I learned how to prospect, right? I learned how to prospect. As a matter of fact, I almost quit the very first day that I was prospecting. Why? Because of my mindset. I'm like, I don't want to be a telemarketer. This sucks. I don't want to do this because it's hard. I want to find an easier way to get to a deal. And I remember one thing that Jeff told me in our initial interview is he said, Justin, if you'll trust me and you will follow my process and you will go through this and learn how to do this, he said, Justin, you'll be super successful. And so I made a decision after day one, right? After day one, that I was going to go all in and I was going to be the top agent at his company. I sold 100 homes my first year in the business. I became his inside sales manager. I was on his agent leadership council, and the 3 years I was on his team, I was his top producing agent. And the reason why was because I had to overcome my limiting beliefs and I had to overcome my fears and just learn that making phone calls is just a numbers game. That's all it is. And if everybody in this room, matter of fact, let me ask you this. Who wants to sell more homes in this room? Drop a 777 in the chat. If you want to sell more homes, drop a 777 in the chat. Every single person in this room should want to sell more homes, right? And if you want to sell more homes, then you have to have a plan and how you're going to get in front of more people, right? Because real estate is based on conversations. And I always say, if you're not making the amount of money that you want to make, you're not selling the amount of homes that you want to sell, it just means you're not having enough conversations and you're not talking to enough people. I mean, it really, truly is a numbers game. Okay. The more people you talk to, the more appointments you're going to set. The more appointments you set, the more appointments you're going to go on. The more appointments you go on, the more listings you're going to take. The more listings you take, the more listings that are going to sell. The more listings that are going to sell, the more money that you're going to make. It's a numbers game. And when Jeff broke this down to me very early on in my career, I was so grateful, because even though I'm a high I and I'm an expressive, and we don't like repetitious boredom, we don't like doing the same thing, day in and day out. We like something new and fancy and exciting and all that. I had to discipline myself to be consistent and show up every day and make calls. So much so to the point where I knew that if I talked to 25 to 35 people every single day, that I could realistically guarantee that I was going to set anywhere from 1 to 3 appointments every single day. Listing appointments every single day. This is how I took 30 listings my first month as a rookie. My very first month in real estate, I took 30 listings. My second month, I took 33 listings. Why? From making phone calls. If you think about where your real estate business is right now, some of you guys have some great things that you're doing. Some of you guys have some great, sources of business that you're currently getting business from. But I can assure you of this, that there's nothing that can get you to a deal sooner than you blocking 2 to 3 to 4 hours every single day in your schedule to talk to 20 or 30 people every single day about real estate. The reason why we don't do it is because we know the majority of those people are going to tell us no. The reason why we don't do it is because we're afraid of that rejection. We're afraid that people are going to tell us no. We're going to feel dumb. We're going to feel funny. We don't naturally, human nature, we don't want to put ourselves in uncomfortable positions. But when we are in uncomfortable positions, that's where we grow, right? We grow when we're uncomfortable. We don't grow when things are great. And so when you can force yourself into a place of being uncomfortable and commit to growing, then you're going to see improvement, right? You're going to see improvement. You don't want to be an average real estate agent. Average real estate agents kind of just go with the flow. They really kind of go through the motions. They don't really have a business plan they follow. They don't have a schedule that they follow. They don't have a plan of action, right? Whereas top agents, top producing agents, top tier agents treat their business like a business. They have a start time every day. They know, all right, I need to start my day. I'm on the phones every day at 8 a.m. And from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., I'm calling expireds and FSBOs. And then from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., I'm calling old expireds and FSBOs. And then from 11 to 12, I'm doing lead follow-up. And at 12, I'm going to take a lunch and I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to work out. And at 1 o'clock, when I get back, I'm going to return calls and emails. And then from 2 to 3, I'm going to work on my CMAs and I'm going to set up showings for my afternoon. And from 3 to 4, I'm going to work on other administrative tasks. And then from 5 to 7, I'm on appointments, right? And if you do this every day, yeah, it's boring, right? It's boring, but you're building the business that you ultimately want so that you can live the life that you ultimately want. And that was one of my biggest things was Jeff needing to help me to overcome the repetitious boredom of doing the stuff over and over and over again, because my human nature as a high I is to think there's got to be a better way than this, right? There's got to be a better way to get a deal than be rejected all day. There's got to be a better way to get to a deal than being told no all day and making all these phone calls. But there is no better way, right? And I'm not saying, quit spending money on your lead sources or doing whatever else you're doing. I'm saying if you want to sell more homes and you want to sell more homes quickly and you want to take more listings quickly, then create 2 to 3 hours in your morning schedule every day where you force yourself into being rejected. Because when you get into rejection and you learn how to overcome, that mindset stuff, and expect people to tell you no, expect people to reject you. We have a saying here at Glover U, the more rejection I get, the more money I make, right? It's called a Gloverism. We have Gloverisms that we teach, and one of them is the more rejection I get, the more money that I make, right? And that doesn't even make sense to the natural mind, because who in the world wants to be rejected? Nobody, okay? So we have to get that out of our mind. There's nobody who likes being rejected. There's nobody who wants to be told no. There's nobody who gets excited about being cussed out, right? But you have to at some point make a decision. If I'm going to sell more homes, I need to talk to more people. And the interesting thing about prospecting and being rejected and being told no is it's not just a real estate thing. It's in every line of sales. You're going to be rejected. You're going to be told no. And for the agents that are willing to work on their mindset, overcome their limiting beliefs, and learn how to get into daily, consistent prospecting, you'll have no production issues. Zero. You will have no, your income or your business of being, ups and downs and being inconsistent. You'll never have to worry about that. Because when you consistently talk to 20, 30, 40 people every single day, you'll have no shortage of opportunities of business. Let's just say you commit to talking to 30 people every single day, 5 days a week, okay? That's 150 people that you're going to have conversations with, okay? 150 people. And let's just say for every 30 people you talk to, 29 say no, and one person says yes, okay? That means you set 5 appointments every single week. And I'm not talking about just appointments. I'm talking about listing appointments, right? I don't know about you, but it's a great time to be a listing agent right now. It's hard to be a buyer's agent. And I'm not saying you stop working with buyers, but what side of the fence would you rather be on in a multiple offer situation? The one that has to go back to your client and tell them, hey, I know you just, basically gave your will and your retirement account to try to get this house and you still lost it, or going to the seller and saying, hey, I just got you 50 grand over the asking price, right? Which side of the fence would you rather be on? The good news is we can all choose what side of the fence that we want to be on. And if you made a commitment to make, calls every day and have 30 conversations, 29 no's a day, that's 125. That's 145 no's per week and 5 yeses, right? So if you got a yes every single day of the week and you set 5 listing appointments, 2 of them are probably going to cancel. So let's say you go on 3, and let's just say out of the 3, you get 2, and then you do that 4 weeks a month. I mean, how would you like an additional 5 to 8 listings a month, right? And you might say, well, holy crap, that doesn't sound realistic. It's really just a numbers game. I'm telling you, it really is. And then the cool thing is, when I say you got to work on your mindset, then you got to work on your skills. So how do you get better at converting listing appointments when you're prospecting? Is getting better at your skills, right? And I'm going to play a call for you as we wrap up in about a half hour for this session, and then I'm going to do some live prospecting with you guys. Because when you work on your skills by role playing and writing out scripts and chanting scripts, what you're doing is you're internalizing what to say and how to say it. The good news is with expireds and for sale by owners, there's only a handful of objections that they're going to give you. And if you learn those objections and master those objections, what's going to happen? They're not going to be able to tell you anything that you don't know how to overcome. Okay. So our job is to overcome objections. And what is an objection? It's an unanswered question in the mind of a seller. Okay. It's an unanswered question in the mind of a seller, or it's a smoke screen. Sometimes somebody tells you something just to, in a sense, test you and see, if you're just going to get off the phone or not. Right. And so there's a lot of objections that you get when you prospect, where most agents just jump off the phone, right? I got a friend in the business, right? I've got a family member in the business. I'm not interested in paying a commission. We're thinking about waiting until next year, right? Things have changed. We're not looking to relist the property. These are all things that we all hear if we're prospecting. A great agent learns how to overcome those things and answer the questions and go for setting the appointment. Okay. And when you can get really good at working on your mindset and you can get really good at working on your skills, you will become a rock star agent that will be able to set appointments at will. Okay. It all just comes down to consistency, right? Because again, most agents aren't consistent. They may prospect a couple of days, set a few appointments, and then take time off. And then they might, prospect for a few days, set a couple of appointments, and take time off. But what you need to do if you want to be a great agent when it comes to prospecting is you just stick to your schedule every day, no matter what. Treat it like a business. I'll even say treat it like a job. When you worked for a company 9 to 5, and some of you guys may still do that right now, but when you work a 9 to 5 job and the boss says, Nicholas, you start at 9 and you punch out at 5, you get a lunch at 12 and you get 2 breaks, right? We don't question that. We don't try to say, well, Mr. Boss Man, do you mind if I kind of stroll in at 9:30 or maybe come in at 10? Or, I don't really feel like kind of doing, this part of the job today. Nope. We don't even question it. We show up, we punch in at 9, we take our 2 breaks, we take our lunch and we punch out at 5, right? And we don't even think twice. Why? Because that's what we expect a job to be. Why do we treat our business any different, right? Why don't we set a time that we know we punch in every day, and we have tasks that we follow every single day, and then we punch out at a certain time every day, right? I know in real estate, there's not usually a punch out time, right? But the reality is this: if we're not treating our real estate business like a business or how we would treat a job, and we're just willy-nillying it, or we just kind of go with the flow and just let our business be whatever it is each and every day, then you're never going to really achieve the success that you could for the, compared to the person who's treating it like a business. And we all know in our world, we can all look at someone in our market center or in our local area. We can all look at and see who the professionals are and then compare ourselves to them. And we're either doing like what they're doing or we're not. And maybe some of us just want to be part-time, which is fine. Maybe some of us just want to sell a couple homes here and there. But if you're serious about building a big business, if you're serious about selling more homes, if you're serious about, being able to serve more clients, there's no way around it. You have to have a solid prospecting and lead generation time in your calendar every single day. No ifs, ands, or buts. It has to be done, right? And you got to do it every day, okay? And so mindset and skills. So let me tell you a little bit about, when it comes to expireds and for sale by owners. And then again, I'm going to play a for sale by owner call here for you guys. And then I'm actually going to hop on the phone. So if anybody has any questions, just post those in the chat right now if you can. And then what I'll do here in a few minutes is I'll start answering any questions that anybody has, or if anybody has something specific they want me to touch on, maybe you get an objection that you get, stuck on, or you want me to just speak on something specific, go ahead and post that in the chat and I'll make sure to comment on that. Okay. So when it comes to prospecting, right, we have expireds and for sale by owners. I know that most of you guys are in a pretty large metro area. I'm not sure how many expireds and for sale by owners that you guys see on a daily basis, but anytime that I'm prospecting, I'm always going to start with the brand new expireds and the brand new for sale by owners. Okay. Those are the ones that you're going to want to call right away. Okay. Now, the thing that you're also going to want to make sure that you do is you want to be on the phones by 8 a.m. Okay. If you're trying to get on the phone at 8:30, 8:45, 9, 10 o'clock, I'm not going to say don't do it, but I'm going to say your chances to really convert some people into appointments compared to somebody who's starting at 8 a.m., night and day difference, right? Because if you're hopping on the phone at 8:45 and you're calling expireds, they've already been called 100 times. If you're calling somebody at 10 o'clock and they're expireds, you can pretty much forget about it. Why? Because they know why you're calling. Their phone is rang a million times already. But if you really want to maximize, expireds, you got to start at 8 a.m. Okay. For sale by owners, a little bit different because when they see somebody calling, they don't know if it's a buyer calling or they don't know if it's a real estate agent calling with a buyer. So you'll get more pickups from, from buyers. I'm sorry, for sale by owners than you will expireds if you start later in the day. But again, if you're going to do it and you're going to get the maximum results, then I highly recommend that you call at 8 a.m. Okay. And so calling new expireds, calling new for sale by owners. Then I go back and I call old expireds and old for sale by owners. I say old for sale by owners are gold. And when I say old, I'm referring to like 7+ days. So if you call a for sale by owner, let's say you call somebody who is, they listed as a for sale by owner 10 days ago. Okay. 10 days ago. What happens is they have already lost confidence in the for sale by owner process. They may not tell you that, but I mean, we have to remember what the mindset of a for sale by owner is. Most for sale by owners think that they're just going to put a for sale sign in the yard and they're going to list it on Zillow and that it's just going to sell. And when I say Zillow, I'm saying that as a joke because some of them actually say that, right? They don't even know how to properly pronounce Zillow and they're posting their home on the website and thinking that it's just going to sell. So they think they're going to post their home on Zillow. They think they're going to put a sign in the yard and then boom, somebody's just going to show up with no buyer's agent, fully pre-approved, ready to give them 100% of their offer, right? Or their asking price. That is not realistic, but that's how for sale by owners think, right? So when you call a for sale by owner and on day one, they're like, hey, I'm willing to pay a buyer's agent 3%. I'm not looking to list this, that, and the other. The reason why they've gone the for sale by owner route is because in their mind, they don't believe that they can achieve their goal by working with an agent. Okay. I'll say it again. The reason why people list for sale by owner is because they don't feel that they can walk away with the amount of money that they want to walk away with by listing it with a real estate agent. But the reality is they're leaving money on the table. And you 100% need to believe that. You need to 100% believe that you can put more money in their pocket. And if you don't believe that and they have more conviction than you do, you've lost them. The reason why I'm able to convert so many for sale by owners is because in my heart and at my core, I truly believe that I can do better for them than they can do for themselves. And I 100% believe that with all that I am. Okay. With all that I am. And so when I'm on the phone with them and I'm overcoming their objections and I'm telling them how I can help them, guess what? I 100% believe that. Because time and time again, I've worked with so many for sale by owners where I've been able to help them net more money than they ever could have done on their own. And so again, I believe that. I believe that. Okay. And so if you're going to call for sale by owners, you have to 100% believe that you can help them. Okay. Now you might say, well, Justin, I'm still kind of struggling with the whole rejection thing. I don't know if I want to make calls. Here's a question that I would ask everybody in the room. Okay. How many of you guys, right, either believe that you're a great agent or you desire to be one? Drop a 777 in the chat. You either believe you're a great agent or you desire to be one. Okay. Everybody in here should either believe that you're a great agent or you desire to be one. So then my question to you is this: what does every expired listing need? A great agent. What does every for sale by owner need? A great agent. So rather than being afraid of calling a seller, whether it be expired or for sale by owner, what if you had the mindset of they need me and I'm here to save the day, right? Because especially with an expired listing, they're frustrated. Why are they frustrated? Because their agent didn't get the job done. For whatever reason why that home didn't sell, could even be the seller's fault. But guess whose fault it is? It's the agent's fault. It's always our fault. Even if it is the seller's fault, it's our fault, right? And so what do they need? They need a great agent. Why? Because every seller is looking to sell their home for a specific reason, meaning nobody just wakes up in the morning and says, hey, it's Monday. It feels like a great day to sell my home today, right? Every single person sells their home for a reason, whether they're going through a divorce, whether they're looking to downsize, whether they're looking to capitalize on the economy and take advantage of, the equity that they have. Maybe they're moving out of state. Maybe they're getting a job transfer. And trust me, when they make a decision to hire an agent to get their home sold and it doesn't sell, especially in this market, they're upset. Okay. So rather than approaching them all afraid and timid and you're focusing on you, what if you focused on them? Right? Because when we put all the focus and attention on us, that's being selfish, right? Oh, I'm afraid. I don't like to be told no. I don't know what to say, this, that, or the other. That's me focused, right? That's selfish. What if we said, you know what? Maybe Kim needs a great agent today. And why don't I just go be that great agent, right? Maybe Kimberly needs a great agent today. Why don't I go be that great agent? Because believe it or not, even though they're upset, even though that they're frustrated, most of those people still want to sell, right? They're just a little hesitant because they don't want to make the same decision twice or the same mistake twice. They don't want to hire someone, that didn't get, again, that doesn't get the job done. They want to sell. And all of a sudden they get bombarded by agents and they're already frustrated with an agent. So then they kind of group us all together. And so you don't want to sound like everybody else that's calling. You want to lead from a place of contribution, right? You want to come from a place of value. And when you can learn how to do that, which comes through role playing and practicing and working on your mindset, you will find yourself converting appointments at a high level. I'll give you an example. Was anybody on the call that Jeff Glover and I, every New Year's Day, we do a live prospecting session? Okay. Not Monday, but we did it on the 1st and the 2nd this year. Okay. Kimberly was on, Danielle was on, Kim was on, maybe a few of you guys were on. So on the 2nd day, I beat Jeff on the 2nd day, by the way. On the 2nd day, I set a $750,000 listing appointment. Okay. 750,000. And let me see if I can pull this up here. I want to show you guys this. Okay. When I called that day, okay, I talked to the wife and the wife had said, what did she say? She said, it was a vacant land listing. Okay. So they had a piece of vacant land that didn't sell. And I called anyway, because I don't care whether it's vacant land. I don't care if it's 50 grand, 100 grand, whatever. I call everything. Okay. I don't discriminate based on price point or anything like that. I call everything. Okay. And so I call, and again, it was a piece of vacant land. But then they were telling me how discouraged they were or upset that they were with the last agent just really, truly dropping the ball. I mean, just did not get the job done whatsoever, was really, really upset. And I converted the appointment. Okay. And I said, hey, I'd love to come out. But in that conversation, she said, we also have this house that we live in that we're looking to sell. It's next to the vacant land. We're looking to move down to Tennessee and this, that, or the other. And I said, okay, great. Well, I ended up going out there and spent a couple hours with them because I never rush an appointment. Okay. And so even if it takes a little bit longer, I'm there to build rapport and build the relationship. Spent 2 hours with them because they had a lot to talk about. And what happened is they agreed to list their house with me for $750,000. Okay. $750,000. And we just now listed it. So it took several months to get to the point where we listed it, but it just went live on Friday. I just posted the text message. I couldn't do a screenshot, so I had to copy and paste it. This is the text message or the Facebook message that she sent me. On another note, I'm very inspired by your recent health commitment. It's lovely to see you and your wife working out together, whatever. And then it says, it's a great idea to make that public commitment. Pretty sure I'll be joining you. Your energy is amazing. Then she says, so thankful you made that call. So thankful I gave you the time of day. My husband really likes you. And when he's happy, I'm happy, right? This was an expired call, right? I know we get afraid to call people. I know we make it about us, fear of rejection. Woe is me. I don't want to do it. But people are waiting for a great real estate agent, right, to call. People are waiting for a great real estate agent like you or me to call and save the day, right? Listed their home on Friday. Beautiful home. And guess what? They're moving down to Tennessee because they joined a church that they want to be closer to. And guess who gets to help save the day? Me. The last agent had the opportunity, but she dropped the ball. She never talked to them. She never called them after the listing went up. It was a horrible situation. I saved the day. Why? Because I was willing to make a phone call and have a conversation, right? And that day I had a bunch of no's, but I also had a few people say yes, right? And so we have to get over the mindset aspect of it. We have to stop worrying about the limiting beliefs that we have, and we need to be willing to work on us and make it about them. If we make it about them and that we're here to help them, then guess what? It doesn't really matter how many people tell you no, because we're only looking for 1 or 2 people per day to say yes. Okay. And so I know I've kind of gone through a lot here. Somebody did post something here in the chat, and I do want to open it up for some questions here. But Nick says, Justin in Orlando, I heard from one of the breakoffs, or maybe even Jeff said it, that he pays his close friends to take pictures and provide addresses when they drive past a for sale by owner sign. Do you do this? Curious where you find the FSBO drive-bys, or are you finding the info through? Okay. Yeah. So I personally don't pay people to do that. I think it is kind of a cool idea that you can do that. Jeff's always done that. I just usually get my data through Vulcan 7 or RedX. And so what I do is load my dialer every day, and all of the for sale by owners and expireds, pop up. And all I do is just pick up my dial or my headset. I turn it on, I hit go, and it calls them and it gives me all their information. If it's a for sale by owner, it gives me a link to their, Zillow page that I can just click on so I can get information on their listing. If it's their expired or withdrawn listing, I just copy and paste their MLS number into my, into my MLS, and then I pull up their listing while I'm talking to them to see if there's anything in that MLS listing that stands out that could have been better. Like if there's an agent who took pictures, I'm dogging that agent, right? I'm saying, oh my gosh, these pictures look horrible. It looks like your agent took them with their phone. I can even see the agent in the bathroom mirror holding the phone. And I build that because I want them to be like, well, wait a minute. I can't believe that my agent didn't do professional photos. Well, hey, that's one of the very first things that we do when we take your listing is we send out a professional photographer to take professional photos. I do a search online to see if there was any additional marketing or advertising done. Most agents don't do any marketing and advertising. So I'll be like, oh my gosh, first I ask, why do you think your home didn't sell? Then they say, I don't know. And then I say, well, hey, it looks like they didn't do really much marketing and advertising. Were you aware of anything that they were doing? No. An agent that does marketing and advertising, trust me, the seller is going to know because you're presenting that in your listing presentation. And so, these are things that if you're willing to overcome your mindset stuff and you're willing to be a professional and approach these these sellers with coming from a place of contribution that you're really there to serve and help them, I can assure you of this, sooner or later, you're going to start seeing a bunch of people say yes. I'll also give you another example. I've got a young guy who started on my team back in February. He's 19. His name's Carson. And, Carson, started prospecting in February, started making calls, and kind of struggled with the rejection like most people do. And he wasn't setting any appointments. And then after a couple of weeks, he got discouraged. And I'm like, Carson, just keep showing up, buddy. Just keep showing up. I promise you that if you keep working on your mindset and you're working on your skills, sooner or later, you're going to get the breakthrough. No appointments set in February. No appointments set in March. No appointments set in April, right? Where you think the kid is ready to quit. In May, he's already taken 3 listings. He's already taken 3 listings. First one he took was $1 million, right? Why? Because he kept showing up. He kept making the calls. And I told him, I said, Carson, if you'll just trust me, buddy, and you'll just keep showing up and you'll keep following the process, sooner or later, somebody's going to say yes. Now the kid is so stinking fired up. He's so excited about real estate. Why? Because now he has proof that it works, right? Because my proof for what works for me is not going to be proof for him. He had to feel it himself. And I told him, I said, just show up and keep making the calls. And so now 3 listings in 1 month, 19 years old, the kid's on fire. Why? Because he's been consistent, and consistency is the name of this game when it comes to prospecting. So we've got about 10 more minutes before we start the live prospecting. Does anybody have any questions? You can go ahead and unmute yourself, or you can raise your hand and I can call on you. Or Kim, if you want to interject, if you have any questions or anything you want to ask.
Justin, thank you. That was amazing. Amazing. One thing I do want to add, Jason Stone was one of the teachers at one of our last Winning Wednesdays, and he said prospecting is like a deck of cards.
Mm-hmm.
He said if you have a deck of cards and you just want to get to the aces,
yep.
right? The aces are worth $10,000.
Yep.
If you turn a card over and it's a 2 of clubs, are you mad?
No.
The next card you turn over is a 7 of diamonds. Are you mad?
Nope. You're
Because
just looking for that ace, because you're just looking for that ace.
Exactly. And you just have to keep going through. As soon as you hit an ace, there's your $10,000. You got 3 more. You got 3 more in there. Just keep calling, keep flipping the cards, flipping the cards, and you'll get to it, which I thought was a great analogy.
It really is, because that's all it is, right? I don't get mad when people tell me no. That just means that wasn't the right person for me that day, right?
Right. Yep.
And as long as I keep flipping the cards, right? As long as I keep making the calls, those aces are going to show up. It's a guarantee, because it's a numbers game. It's not like maybe, hopefully, no, it's going to happen no matter what. That's awesome. Does anybody have any questions or Q&A or any feedback or anything like that? Because I'd love to answer any questions that that you guys have. Yeah, absolutely. Nick, appreciate you, buddy. Hopefully we'll see you in Traverse City next month. Definitely want to answer any questions, or if maybe somebody gets, let's say you already are prospecting and you have an objection that maybe you kind of get stuck on. I'd love to answer that for you, maybe overcome something for you. But I do want to play this call before I make my calls, so you guys can kind of hear this, because I think this will encourage you, especially for those of you that currently are prospecting, and for those that aren't prospecting, this will definitely help you to be encouraged. So let me see here. So if nobody's got any questions, I'm gonna pull this up.
Justin, I have a quick question for you. This
Sure.
is Charity. Hey,
Charity.
you mentioned two websites that you use to for the FISBO calls that you prefer. Which are the two websites, please?
Yep, Vulcan 7 and RedX. And if anybody is on here that is interested in actually taking a look at what those services have to offer, I've actually partnered with both of those companies, and they allow me to give out a special like promotion link that gives you access to promotions that you wouldn't get if you just went to their website. And so I'll leave my information, in the chat today. And if anybody wants to reach out to me or is looking for more information on Vulcan 7 or even Red X, I can definitely, get that information over to you and you can explore it.
Thank you.
Yep. So I just put that in there. Let me see here. Let's see here. Yep. And you can also follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube at the official Justin Ford. So if you guys ever want to connect on there, always available to help or answer any questions. Let me see here. So I'm going to play this call. And then after this call, for those of you guys that are going to stick around, I'm going to do some live prospecting. So let me share my screen here so you guys can hear this.
What's up, everybody? This is Justin Ford here.
Can you guys hear that? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear it. Okay, perfect.
As promised, I told you guys today that I would let you listen to the for sale by owner call that I made today, set the appointment, and actually, guys, I went out on that appointment tonight and I got the listing signed, okay? The reason why I wanted to share this with you guys is because this is possible, right? This is possible. There are people that are out there for sale by owners, expireds, that need to sell their home, and they're just looking for a great agent to be able to come along, know what to say, how to say it, and be able to come in and take the listing and get the job done. Here's what I'll say, guys. There's no objection that you cannot learn how to overcome. And there was a new agent that started today, yesterday, and was in the office shadowing me. And he said right when she said that she had a family member in the business, he said that's when he would have tapped out. And what I say is this: most people will tap out when they get that first objection. I want you guys to listen to all the objections that she gave me during this call. And I want you guys to hear how I just stayed calm, I stayed cool, and I continued to ask questions, because selling is not telling, selling is asking questions. I show up at the appointment today, guys, and she says, I'm the only one out of hundreds of people that called that she actually met with. Her and her husband absolutely loved me. They signed on the spot. I walked outside with her. She literally pulled the for sale sign out of the ground and said, let's get on the market ASAP. She listed at the price that I felt was the right price, which is where she had it listed as a for sale by owner, which it was priced right. Got the full 6% commission, guys. It's a no-brainer, okay? Now, this is the exact same stuff, guys, that I teach in our 16-week boot camp. And I don't just teach it, guys. I live it and I do it, okay? So I'm going to play this. Enjoy the call.
Hey, Kelly, good morning. My name is Justin Ford.
I just want to make sure that the audio is on here. One moment. 1 second. This should work. Here we go.
Hello, this is Kelly.
Hey, Kelly, good morning. My name is Justin Ford, and I'm a local realtor. I was calling about the property here in Madison Heights. Is it still available?
At the moment, yes.
Okay, great. How you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Good, good. The reason for my call is your property had come across my desk this morning, and I was unsure if it's currently listed as a for sale by owner, if you have it listed with a real estate agent.
At this moment, just for sale by owner.
Oh, it is? Okay, great. And how long have you been on the market?
Just since yesterday morning, so.
Oh, okay, so 24 hours. That's awesome. Do you have any offers in hand yet?
I haven't even had anybody look at. I've got a couple people looking at it today.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Until then, I don't. Well,
okay.
no, because I haven't even had time to look. I haven't had time to show it.
No
so.
showings. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And what's the current asking price?
199.9.
199.9. Okay, great. And how many bedrooms and bathrooms do you have?
2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
Is it a condo?
No, it's a ranch, but
It's a ranch.
it used to be a 3-bedroom, but we opened it up and put it as just a 2-bedroom. So the
Okay.
kitchen, dining room, and kitchen or living room are all open.
Okay, great. And what is the approximate square footage?
Just under 1,000 square foot, like 983 or something.
Okay, great. And do you have a basement?
Yes, finished.
Okay, finished basement. Okay, great. And how did you come up with the asking price, the 199.9?
Just doing comps in the area, what's sold, what's out there, what's comparable.
Okay. And would you say that you're priced right at market value or a little bit low or high to leave some room for negotiations?
I'm thinking it's priced right.
Okay. Okay. And are you willing to adjust your price down when working with a buyer?
At this moment, no.
Okay.
I'm gonna, like I said, I'll probably go about a week and a half try doing it myself, and then do maybe an open house. If not, then I'll start looking at real estate. But like I said, I actually have a real estate agent in the family. I just didn't reach out to her yet.
Okay, great. And are you offering out the 3% commission to an agent like myself if I can bring you a buyer?
At this moment, no.
So no commission. Okay.
No.
All right. And what was the main reason why you decided to sell it yourself rather than list it with an agent and make more money?
To make more money. I mean.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
And I'm sure you
right now, so I just assumed that I could. And my girlfriend, like I've got 2 other girls that just sold their houses, so they're willing to help me as much as I need to ask questions and stuff too. So.
Great. And what type of marketing and advertising are you doing to make sure that you're getting the maximum exposure?
Right now, just Zillow and for sale sign on the property. Okay.
And I'm sure you've come up with a bottom line number that you can't go below to where it wouldn't make sense to sell, correct?
Yes, not really. I mean, no, I'm not really, but.
Okay. And as long as you get that number or, what you kind of are looking to walk away with, does it really matter how you sell or how much commission you pay as long as you get what you want?
Probably not. If I can get 190, I'm not right now, probably 199 would probably be the lowest I would go as of right now.
Okay, great. And so if there was a way that I could show you how to put that amount of money or more in your pocket and help you get it sold sooner than later.
Right now, I've got another call coming in.
Yeah,
so,
it's probably another real estate agent, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. You guys have been like animals.
Yeah, we are animals. But here's what I was going to say to you, Kelly, is I've been working with for sale by owners like yourself for 8 years. And I think it's very noble trying to sell it on your own because you feel like you can't, you don't want to pay a commission. I get that, but I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but the majority of homes in your area are actually selling well over the asking price because of multiple offer situations. And so unfortunately that doesn't happen when you're a for sale by owner because your only, exposure to the market is Zillow. And the only buyers that really look on Zillow, we call them bottom feeders. They're actually looking for a lease option to buy. They're looking for a land contract, and they're really looking to lowball you. But with obviously working with a real estate agent, our job is to get as many people in the home as possible and present you with multiple offers. And so, again, if there was a way I could put more money in your pocket and show you a proven strategy to do that, what would stop you from at least wanting to take a look at that if there's no cost or obligation to you?
Nothing at the moment, but like I said, if I'm going to be using a real estate agent, it's probably going to be my cousin. So.
Yeah, I get it. Everybody else has a family member and a friend in the business, and I'm not trying to tell you not to work with your family member, but I bring a strategy to the table that causes me to be able to sell over 100 homes a year and has put me in the top 1%, and I have a perfect 5-star rating on Zillow for customer satisfaction. And again, the majority of the homes that we've been listing this year have been selling with multiple offers. One even sold $55,000 over the asking price. And so technically selling it by owner right now, you're leaving money on the table. Even if you are paying a real estate agent a commission, what we're seeing is for sale by owners are netting more money with real estate agents than they are on their own in this market. Right now, it's a very strange
Right.
market, but we're seeing some really crazy stuff going on. There's no cost or obligation to meet with me. I come out, look at the house, present you with some information. You can continue to try it for sale by owner. But I think once you see the numbers and the strategy, I think you'll be pretty impressed and realize there's more money out there. And so, you know, if I could come by, spend about 15, 20 minutes with you and show you what it is we're talking about, would you be open to sitting down with me?
Let me get, what's your name and number? I will.
Yeah. Yeah. My name
Go
is
ahead.
Justin, Justin,
Mm-hmm.
and my last name is Ford, like the car, Ford.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm the broker of the Justin Ford real estate team, and we're brokered by EXP Realty.
Okay.
And again, I'm not trying to come out and have you sign a contract with me, Kelly. I get it. I think that you should at least know what's going on in the market from a real estate agent perspective, because if you're leaving money on the table, I'm sure you'd want to know about it, right?
Yep. I hear you. I understand.
And I'm actually going to be in your area today. I'm actually meeting with somebody at 1 o'clock for a listing appointment not too far from you. Again, if you've got 15, 20 minutes to spare, I can swing by. Again, no pressure. I won't even bring a listing contract with me, but I want to show you exactly what's going on in the market. And if the worst thing that comes out of it is you're at least educated on where the market is and, you know, what your home could really sell for, at least you would know to make maybe some changes on your for sale by owner listing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not interested. Like I
Mhm.
said, I'll, what's your phone number? And I'll give you a call if I need you.
Sure. I can appreciate that. Well, what I could do is I could send you some information just so you could kind of take a look at it. And if and when the time comes that you are looking to hire a real estate agent, at least you'd have some information from me. What would be the best email address for you?
Murphy98@live.com.
Murphy, Murphy 98@live.com.
Yep.
Okay. And then this number here that I called you on, is this your cell phone number?
Yes.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do, Kelly, and I get it, right? I know what you're doing. You want to sell it by owner. It's been 24 hours. You want to give it a shot. But does it really matter how you sell it if you get the same outcome and if you're making potentially more money? At the end of the day, does it really matter?
No, I guess not. I mean, if you can get 210 for it and take your 3 or 6% or whatever it is, what is it anyways?
Well, so
6%.
typically, but if we bring the buyer, which a lot of times we do because of our marketing and advertising, it's only 4%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
I'm
not. I know what you're. Listen. I've been working with for sale by owners for 8 years. I know that you want to see if you can do it. I would never have you list with me or want to work with me if I couldn't do it. And the only way I could make it happen is if I showed you on paper with comps showing other homes selling in that range and the marketing that we do. Like there's no obligation. Like I'm not going to come over and try to convince you to list with me, but you're selling by owner because you're trying to put more money in your pocket. And in this market right now, we're selling homes 10, 20, 30,000 over the asking price.
I got it. I understand. Come on over at 1 o'clock or whatever time. That's fine.
Okay, so my appointment.
If you can sell my house for 210 and I can walk away with 199.9, then I will more than happy work with you.
Okay. All right. Great. So here.
So there it is, guys. She met with me, her and her husband, and we didn't list it at 210. We listed it at 199.9. I went through a very thorough market analysis, showed her the comps, showed her why. I mean, she came up with the right price, showed her why the 199 was the right price, and how there was a home that was exactly like hers that listed for 199.9 and sold for like 230. It was like 226, 230. And so, guys, here's what I have to say. I hope you guys learned some stuff in this. There were 4 or 5, 6 different no's. No. And guess what I did? I kept going, right? Because I will not accept a no when a yes is still possible. And you know what? I'm excited for Kelly and her husband because you know what? they wouldn't have sold it on their own as a for sale by owner. So they made the right decision. They brought me in as a professional, and now I'm super excited to have the opportunity to get this listing sold. I hope this is encouraging to you guys. I hope you heard in this conversation that calling for sale by owners and expireds is not as scary as you think it is. You just have to learn the skill. This is a skill-based business, guys, and we are salespeople. And how do you become a great salesperson? By mastering skills. Guys, there's a reason I sell over 100 homes a year. There's a reason I sold 100 homes my very first year in the business. Why? Because I partnered with Jeff Glover, and he taught me the skills. These are the exact same skills that I teach in our prospecting bootcamp. The great news is, guys, we just started our course yesterday. If you want to learn how to prospect like this, guys, I called this morning, went out today and got the listing same day. It's going on the market a couple of days, and we know listings are selling immediately. This home will be under contract less than a week after I made the call. If you guys want to learn how to do this, we still have room in the prospecting bootcamp, even though we started yesterday. Guys, you can still sign up and enroll. We'll send you the recording from yesterday, and we've got 15 weeks ahead of breaking down all this information to teach you how to be able to do what I just did. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment. Give me some feedback. What do you guys think, right? What were your takeaways? God bless you guys. See you later.
I want to hear some feedback. I want to hear some ahas and some takeaways from that call. Go ahead and unmute yourself. I want to hear your feedback and your takeaway, guys, because that woman told me no and gave me every objection in the book. And I did not let her tell me no to the point where I got off the phone. Not only did I take the listing, but I sold it within 48 hours with multiple offers. We sold it for $20,000 over the asking price, and she nearly cried at the closing table. And when I went to the listing appointment, I was the only agent that she had met with. And the husband looked at me and he said, I told her all along she should have hired a real estate agent. I didn't want to do the for sale by owner. So what was funny is she wanted to do for sale by owner. Her husband didn't. And they loved me. And I got them down to North Carolina because they were moving down there to start a business. And they were so grateful that I called that day. Go ahead, Kim.
That was amazing, Justin. That was amazing. She was frustrated with you, number one, but you were so calm, and you knew what you were going to say next. You know, you had your scripts. Yep. For every objection that she had.
Yep.
And you just kept with it and was just so calm and collected, and it was really good. That's impressive.
And that's what I mean by like two things. Mindset, right? So my mindset was strong because I wasn't allowing anything that she said to like affect me, but then my skills were strong. So I had something for her on every objection that she gave me. And it's with these two things that if we know how to overcome these objections and we have the right mindset, I'm telling you, I line these appointments up all the time, right? Because it's just a numbers game. And so if you know what to say and how to say it, and you have a strong mindset, you can set these appointments all day long. Who else had an observation or an aha or a takeaway? Because I love feedback, by the way.
Well, yeah. Hi, Justin. I noticed that one of her objections were that she had a family member that's a real estate agent, and you really didn't even have to overcome that one.
Right.
Because I think you provided so much value during the call, and I'm sure you provided more value when you met with her. And, she didn't even consider, saying, well, no, if I do decide to list, I'm going to list with my family member.
Yep. And I'm glad that you took that observation, because here's something that Taylor, Jeff's operations girl, mentioned earlier today when I was training with their team. She said, what kept you going and not giving up when she said that? And here's exactly what I said. And I'll encourage you guys to do this, is when somebody gives you the objection that they have a friend or a family member in the business, keep asking questions, because if they really truly have a friend or a family member in the business, they're going to repeat it multiple times. They're going to say, listen, I told you that if I list, I'm going to list with my friend or my family member. And then if that's the case, all right, good luck. Thank you so much. Have a great day. But as I kept going, she didn't bring it up anymore. And when I got to her house, she never brought that up. So maybe she did have a cousin or friend or family member in the business, but obviously she wasn't that loyal, right? Because she signed with me. But that is a great observation. Who else? Danielle, did you have something?
Well, I just noticed how you just kept going and you never stopped. You told, you acknowledged her
Yep.
and then you went right back into another question.
Yep. Yep.
And I could just hear on the call how your questioning actually started planting seeds of doubt in
Yep.
her.
And that's what we want to do, right? We want to do that. And there's a formula that we teach in our prospecting boot camp is anytime someone gives you an objection, you repeat it, you approve it, and you ask another question. Repeat, approve, ask another question, right? So you repeat their objection, you approve what they're saying. You know what? I can appreciate that. I totally understand that. And then you go into asking another question. So repeat, approve, ask another question, right? Because what is an objection? And you can write this down if you're taking notes. An objection is just an unanswered question in the mind of a seller. It's just an unanswered question in the mind of a seller. And our job is to answer their questions, right? It's to answer their questions. Sometimes they'll give us a smoke screen. Sometimes they'll give us an objection. Our job is just to repeat, approve, and ask another question. And I can tell you this right now, when you know what to say and you know how to say it, then there's no reason, zero, there's no reason why that they won't set an appointment with you. Okay? Because like you said, Danielle, we need to plant doubt because we need them to feel like, oh, maybe it's not as easy as just putting a sign in the yard and putting it on Zillow and I'm going to get everything I'm asking for, right? They need to know that it's not that easy. And what I say is, listen, if it was that easy, Kim, everybody would list their home for sale by owner and we'd be out of the business. And then I say, but only 2% of for sale by owners actually sell. 98% end up listing it with an agent. Okay. And those are real statistics. And then out of the 2% that actually do sell, they usually only net about 88% of the asking price. Whereas when somebody lists their home with me, we usually get them around 98% of the asking price. And even if you backed out the 6% commission, Kim, what would you rather walk away with? 88% or 92%? What do you think they say? 92%. Great. Let's go ahead and do the right thing and let's schedule a time to meet so I can show you how to put more money into your pocket. Which time works better for you? I've got tonight between 4 and 5 or tomorrow between 5 and 6. And trust me, like I didn't just know this stuff and then I'll go right to you, Kim. I didn't just know this stuff. This is from practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing and making call after call after call after call. Because once you do something long enough, then you become a master at it. When you become a master at it, then you own it, right? And so go ahead, Kimberly, because I saw you unmute yourself.
So the one that I liked is when she said that she had another call coming in. And
Yep.
you just went right into it's probably another real estate agent. And I like that because I haven't used that one. They usually try to use it to get off the phone.
Yep. And she said, yeah, you
But
guys
guess
are
what?
She said,
She
you guys
doesn't
are a
have
bunch
another call coming in.
Right.
And she ain't have a real estate agent in her family.
Yep. And she said,
She
you
would
guys
be
are a
too
bunch
scared to
Yep.
bring Justin in and say, I'm using him instead of you. She
I like that one though. I'm gonna have to use that because I think I get stuck on that one. Like they have to get off the phone and all
Yep.
that stuff.
Because normally you're going to say, oh, okay, great. Have a good day. Right. But no, what I did is I said, oh yeah, it's probably another real estate agent calling. And she's like, yeah, you guys are a bunch of animals. And I'm like, yeah, we are a bunch of animals. Right.
Oh yeah, I like that agreement.
I agree.
I
with
love
her.
that.
And what could she say? Right. Nothing. So then I went right into the next question. And so, I mean, this is it. I mean, and when you do this consistently and you do this long enough, I'm telling you, like, it's just a matter of time where it doesn't even feel scary anymore. It doesn't. And I've even had agents tell me, they're like, oh my gosh, That's not as bad as I thought it was. It's not as hard as I thought it was. You know, like when people first get started, and then when you set your first appointment or you get your first listing, you're like, oh my gosh, like I can do this. Go ahead, Danielle.
So Justin, I was doing the for sale by owners, and I was finding that when I start at 9 a.m., a lot of people are starting at that same time.
Which time
And
do you
so
start? You
I
said
was getting
9.
a lot of that rejection,
Did you say 9 a.m.?
8 or 9.
You're
If I start at
definitely
8, the same
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna want to start at 8 a.m. It's gonna be super hard when, you know, when you start at 9 a.m., you've already had a bunch of agents who've gone before you at 8, right? So you're going to get a lot more rejection and it's going to be a lot more hard after 8 a.m. So if there's a way that you can start at 8 and get ahead of everybody else, you're going to see a higher conversion ratio and you're going to see more appointments set.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
How about in the evening though?
In the evening, so like right now, right? We're getting ready to start making some calls. I'm going to dial till 5:30. And it's great to call between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. because
Okay.
all the people that didn't answer in the morning, there's a better chance of them answering tonight because, you know, or they're more available. Like maybe they were at work and they knew it was real estate agents calling in, but they just didn't have the time to answer it. Maybe they get home, or maybe they get off at 5, or they get home by 5, and now there's a much greater chance of them answering the phone. But here's the other thing too. Let's say I get on here tonight, right? And I make calls and nobody answers. Like that doesn't discourage me. That's a part of the job, right? There are times where you don't get a lot of people picking up the phone. You don't get a lot of, appointments set. There's times, I mean, over the winter, I think it was December, January, February especially, February, March, man, I barely set any appointments, right? And the natural tendency is to get discouraged, right? Because that's human nature. But I'm like, I know that it's wintertime, it's slow right now, and this is going to pick up. And what happened, right? Things picked up and boom, I started smashing appointments again. Why? Because that's just how it goes, right? So you can't get discouraged, right? You can't allow it to get you discouraged and get you, feeling a certain type of way. You just need to show up and just make the calls, period. So anybody else have any questions or comments or takeaways or anything off of that call before I get started? All right. So one of the things that I always do when I prospect is I always have a lead sheet and a contact sheet. We have some contact sheets available that if you guys want a copy of them, Kim, if you email me, I'll make sure that you get a copy of these. They're the
We can't hear you, Justin.
Oh, you can't hear me?
I couldn't hear. Yeah, we can.
Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, you can. All right. And so these are our Glover U contact sheets. And these contact sheets are basically sheets that we use to record how many contacts we have, setting a goal for how many contacts we're going to call, any appointments we get, we log in the time that we actually call. And so we're actually tracking our numbers because again, if we're going to treat this like a business, we're not going to just willy-nilly it, right? We're actually going to, track the calls so that we can track the numbers. So I'm actually, so you guys can hear both sides of the call, I'm going to call through my computer. I'm going to share my screen again so you guys can hear it and we can prospect together. Let's see here. All right. All right, I'm just going to share my screen with you. As far as the, some of you guys are asking for the code for RedX. So it's not a code, it's a link. And I will make sure that if you guys email me, I can send that to you. So I did put my email in the chat. I'll put it in there again. So send me an email. And like, if you want the the free resources that we use. So like the scripts, the lead sheets, the contact sheets, send me an email, make sure that I get that out to you guys. And then follow me on social media too. If you guys ever want to connect or if you ever need anything, just let me know. Sharing my screen here. So this is a Vulcan. So I'm going to log into Vulcan right now. And I'm going to set up a dial session here for you guys. So in here is where we set up the dial session. So I'm going to call today's expireds and for sale by owners. Okay. So you click on off market. Off market is your expireds and your unconditional withdrawals. And you have your for sale by owners. I'm going to only call today, today's data. So I'm going to choose on the 24th, since today's the 24th. I'm going to hit search, and then up here in the right-hand corner, there's 38 in my market, 38 expireds and for sale by owners. So I'm going to click this button here. I'm going to click begin dial session. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to call through my computer so you guys can hear it versus my phone. So let's go ahead and open this. And I'm going to call through my browser. I'm going to grant mic access.
Thank you. Once you click the start button on your...
Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear the phone dialing. Okay, good. So it's actually starting with FSBOs instead of expired. So that's good. And the way that you know it's a FSBO, it says folder right here, FSBO. And then over here, if it was an expired, it would give like an MLS number and stuff.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
So I don't leave voicemails. You can do it, but if you left a voicemail for every single person you called, it would take forever. But if you want to leave a voicemail for like a certain price point or area, you can. So it could literally, for those of you guys that don't make calls, it could get boring, right? Where it just is a constant ring and nobody answering. You just got to get used to that.
Please leave your message for... Hello.
Yes. Hi, good evening. My name is Justin Ford and I'm a local realtor. I was calling about the property here in Owasso. Is it still available?
I'm sorry, but I'm already with one real estate dealer and I don't want to go with anybody else.
Oh, the property's
And
already listed with is it already listed?
I'm in a trailer park.
Oh, it's in a trailer park. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're not able to work on those here in Michigan. But do you have any plans on purchasing a home after your trailer sells?
Yeah, I do, but it's going to be up north in Harrison. But
oh, that's great. Do you?
I haven't.
You have a real
I haven't
estate
got
agent?
any bites on my trailer.
Do you have a real estate
I
agent
have
up in
one
Harrison yet?
I have one helping me.
Oh, up in Harrison?
Well, she's in Midland.
Okay, so you're looking in Midland as well?
No, just looking in Harrison. She's just a friend of my granddaughter's.
Oh, that's great. Does she actually specialize in Harrison? Because we actually have a few agents up there that I could put you in touch with.
Yes, she does go over there to Harrison.
Okay. Okay.
So
Great. Well, good luck with everything, and I hope you have a great day.
thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Secretary at Tyrone Loans, how can I help you?
Yeah, I was calling about the home for sale here on Barkwood Circle. Is it still
Hello?
available? Yes, can you hear me? That was probably a wrong number. It sounded like a business.
Thank you for calling. This is Gary Engel. Sorry I can't take your call at this time.
So Justin, you don't even look at the Zillow sign to see if it's already been listed and sold.
So these are from today, so they're probably not sold yet.
Okay, listed. Okay.
And if they are, I want them to tell me that, you know.
Okay.
Hello?
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 248. Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging.
Hey, Justin, some of them are saying DNC.
Yeah, so that might mean that they're flagged for DNC, but because these numbers are public on Zillow, they've put their number out there for people to call. I always say you got to talk to your local broker and your local.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
We've already checked with our local brokerage in state, and so we call them. So I would just say make sure your office approves you to call them before you call them.
Hello, and thank you for calling Scheller Corporation.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Hello.
Yes, hi. Good evening. My name is Justin Ford, and I'm a local realtor. I was calling about the
Hello.
Cloverport property. Is it still available? Hello? Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, that's weird that she didn't hear me.
Yeah, we can.
Sometimes they do that just to act like they can't hear you because they know you're calling. Hold on, let's try this again. Because the one lady heard me.
Hello?
Hello, Fred?
Hello?
Hello, Fred? Can you hear me? Hello, Fred?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me? I don't know if it's because I know you guys can hear me. And I see that my mic is working. So hold on, let me see 1 second. Testing. Can you guys hear me? It says your default has changed to microphone pro cam. All right, let's see here. Let's try this again. I think they are faking. Yeah, exactly. I think so. Let me try one more time. Let's see.
Hello?
Hello, Fred?
Hello?
Hello, Fred. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hey. How are you?
Hello?
Hello. That's weird. Let me try this next number here. If not, I'll log out and I'll log back in. I know, I think he was faking too.
Hi, this is Kelly. You reached my mailbox in Wild, Arizona and Grand Canyon Wildlands Council.
Okay, now we're into expireds. If you guys look at the screen, you can see like the MLS number. It says Real Comp, which is our MLS. shows that it's expired, shows that it expired today, shows the name of the real estate company and the real estate agent. So that's how you know the difference.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 2488.
Hey, this is Becky. Leave me a message.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, this is Debbie. I can't come to the phone right now.
As you can see, it could be pretty boring just sitting here. But it's just a part of the process.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice.
Now, Justin, you could be texting these people too at the same time, right?
You definitely could be. Again, that takes quite a bit of time. So what I say is, if you have a CRM, then what you would want to do is download the list and maybe upload it into a CRM and send the text that way, versus from your phone. And if you do it from your phone, it would just take a little bit longer, because as you can see, some of these numbers, especially on expireds, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6 numbers, right? So you could potentially text them one by one, or
Has
you
been forwarded to an
or you
automatic
could
voice
load it
message system.
into a CRM that has texting capabilities and just send out a text where you can just copy and paste the, whatever you're going to say into the text, which would kind of speed it up.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do.
And you're only taking in the mobile numbers anyway, right?
Well, this could be, it's mobile numbers and office numbers, or home numbers. You don't really know which one is which because it doesn't say mobile. Most numbers nowadays are mobile, but people still have,
Hello, you've reached Austin Bateman.
their
Sorry I missed
landlines
your
or their work.
Please leave your message for
Hello.
Hello, John. Oh, his phone sound like it dropped the call. It's coming back.
Hello.
Hello, John.
Hello.
John, can you hear me okay? Man, I don't know if it's what's going on here. Like, his phone sounded like it was breaking up, but then maybe he's not hearing me. Hold on, let's see.
Hello.
Hello, John. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, John. All right, let me try something here. Hold on. I'm going to end my dial session real quick. And I'm going to try to do this again here. Let's see. Connect to microphone.
Thank you. Once you click the start button on your
Because that one lady heard me. The lady in the trailer park. Hello, John.
Hello.
John, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, John, good evening. This is Realtor Justin Ford. I was calling about the home for sale here on Donnelly. Is it still available?
Yeah, you want to buy it?
Well, it looks like it possibly is vacant land. I know it was showing up as a potential a buildable lot. Do you already have blueprints for this, or is it just selling it as a vacant parcel altogether?
Vacant lot.
Oh, it is just a vacant lot. Okay, great, great. Were you aware that it did come?
Subdivision.
Say that again. I'm sorry, your phone's breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm in a bit.
You said it isn't
There was a.
Did you say it isn't a subdivision?
It's in a subdivision.
Okay. Great, great. What do you think is stopping it from selling?
I don't know. I just listed it like 3 months ago, I believe, and I don't not enough sub yet, so I don't know.
Were you aware that it did come off the market today?
Are you? Yes, I did.
Oh, you were aware of that. Okay. Yeah, I am a real estate agent.
Yeah.
We actually work with a ton of buyers. And anytime,
What do you think it's worth? What do you think?
What do I think it's worth? You know, I'm not sure. I'm not going to just throw out a number because I don't know. I'd actually have to run some comps on it, and which I could do, and obviously give you a second opinion to see, you know, what it's worth. How did you come up with the asking price, the 99?
The air tried at that, and that's what we heard. That's, you know, it's Chester Hill. You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't. It should be worth. I would say, but if it isn't, it isn't. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, did you get multiple opinions or just one opinion when you actually when you came up with that number?
No, I just got one.
Oh, you just got the one. Okay. And did you ask a real estate agent to release the contract, or did they release it on their own?
No, I did not. No.
Oh, you weren't aware of that?
I think the time was up. I think I've had 20 phone calls today. Yes.
Oh, have you? Okay. Okay.
You're not the only real estate.
I'm not the only guy. I'm not the only guy working today.
Yeah, if you want to run some comps, or what you'd look for, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
But do you have it for it now?
Yeah. So what I've got, let me just make sure that I've got all the right information here. I just want to, because sometimes it's, you know, wrong in the system. I've got currently right now, the address that I have with your old listing is 3315 Donnelly. Is that right?
That's right.
Now, did this used to be a house on this lot and it was tore down?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So it did get tore down. Okay. All right. And is there any other homes that have been built new in the area, or would this be kind of like the first one in the neighborhood?
You know what? A sub is, there's some right around, like down the street, maybe 3 or 4 streets over.
Okay. So,
But on the first street, it was like a subdivision with older homes. Yes.
okay.
They had new homes there on that street. No.
Okay. How long have you owned the lot? Did you own the house before and you tore it down, or did you just purchase the lot?
No. I bought and then tore it house down.
Oh, you did tear it down. Okay.
I own a house property next. I know the next to it, the house next to it.
Okay.
That's how I found out about it.
Oh, okay. Good. Good.
Yeah, house next to it I owned the house for 20 years or so.
Oh, okay.
And then when the city wanted to tear it down, and I worked with them and had it torn down.
Okay. Yeah, one of the things that I noticed too, I'm not sure if you were aware of this or not, but it looks like your last real estate agent really didn't put up a lot of pictures. It looks like it was just an aerial view off of Google Maps with the lot line, but there wasn't any actual like drone footage or, you know, any photos to kind of show people what the lot looked like. Were you aware of that?
No, we thought I kind of thought that a builder would approach us by now, at least make it on. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you get any calls or interest whatsoever?
I don't know. When I did him after about a month into the thing, he said he hasn't even had any offers.
Wow. Okay.
That's what he told me.
Do you know if they were doing any marketing or advertising on the different vacant land websites?
I don't know that.
Because that's
I really
definitely
don't know that.
something that you need to do, because there's actual websites out there where people search vacant land, to see kind of what's out there. And that's one of the websites that we feature vacant land on. So here's what I can do, John, is I can definitely run some numbers and put a second opinion together. You said you live right next door, right?
No, I said I own a home right next door. I rent it out.
Oh, okay. Do you live in the area though?
I live.
Okay. Well, I'd love to meet with you and kind of show you what we do differently. Do you have some time available on Friday, or would Saturday be better for about 15 or 20 minutes?
No, not right. It's a holiday weekend coming up, and I work 7 days, so that's kind of the issue I'm dealing with.
No worries.
Want some comps? Tell me when you can give me a call back, and then maybe I can hook up. Okay.
Okay. So I was going to say I could even do next
All right,
week or
thank
even
you.
on Zoom. Which one do you think would be better?
Run your comps and call me, or Tuesday. How's that?
Tuesday? Yeah, I can do Tuesday. Would you want me to come out to the property, or do you want me to just meet you on Zoom?
I have no idea. I don't know my schedule of holiday. Just
Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. What's
All
the
right.
best email
Thank you very
address
much.
for you? And I'll send you everything
Okay,
via
thank you.
email. All right. So I think with this guy here, because his telephone connection sucked and we couldn't really connect, he probably wasn't hearing me all the way and I wasn't hearing him all the way. I definitely wouldn't consider this an appointment. I would consider this a good lead. He did tell me that obviously I could, give him a second opinion and run some comps. And then, I'm going to text him, because I was going to try to get his email address, because in my CRM that I use, we set him up on like a drip and get him some additional information. So what I'm going to do with this guy is I'm going to put him in the system as a lead. I'm going to run some comps, and I'm not going to obviously tell him over the phone what I feel the value is. And then obviously we are going into a holiday weekend. So I will follow up with him on Tuesday and see if I can schedule an appointment. So in the notes, I'll say, phone was breaking up. It's always good to take notes, right? Phone was breaking up. Willing to look at a second opinion. Owns the house next door. So I always take notes to remind me of the conversation, even though my calls are recorded. It's important to do that. Was surprised he didn't get an offer. Okay. All right. So that's it. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to download this little lead sheet here. And then I'm going to put this into my CRM, right? So now I've got all this information. I did write some information down on my lead sheet, and then I'm going to load this into my CRM, and I'm going to give this guy a call next week. I'm also going to print a copy so I can have that with my lead sheet. And then I'm going to give this guy a shout next week. And so I know we're almost at 5:30. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make one more call to see if, we can get anything before it's over. And I'll leave some time for some Q&A and some observations before we hop off. All right, let's see here. I'll let this be my last call, and I want to end with a few things with you guys. So if you can stay, we'll go over a couple of things.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, good evening. My name is Justin Ford, and I'm a local realtor. I was calling about the park property here in Dearborn. Is it still available?
Which one?
It looks like 23351 Park. Looks like a vacant land parcel.
Why are you calling me about it?
Are you the owner?
You said it's a vacant land?
Yeah, vacant land. It's showing up here that it just came off the market today. Were you aware of that?
No, I'm not aware of that. Who's supposed to be the owner? What's the name?
It's Sefkit Selman and Magblue.
No, you got the wrong name then.
Oh, geez. Well, let me do this. I'll go ahead and update my notes here. But before I let you go, is there anybody you personally know looking to buy or sell a home right now that we can help?
No, I don't think so. Thank you though.
All right. Thanks so much and have a great day.
You too, bye.
Bye.
Hi, this is the Google Assistant. Can I ask what you're calling about? Your answer will be recorded and a transcript will be provided to the person you're calling.
Hi, this is Justin Ford calling about 23351 Park.
All right, hang on while I try to reach them. Sorry, they can't take the call right now. Thanks and goodbye.
All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up right there.
Goodbye.
As you can see, had a couple of conversations. One could have been potentially good if the phone wasn't acting up. And so that was just all within like 30 something minutes. And as you can see, if you did this for, 3 hours, 2 to 3, 4 hours a day, you can see how you can really, set some appointments and have some great conversations. And the cool thing is not everything is going to turn into an appointment, but you might also get a really good lead or two, right? So in this case, this guy, even though it's a vacant land, right? A vacant land, 99,000, somebody might say, well, hey, I'm not really interested in that. But one vacant land parcel actually turned into my biggest client, who ended up selling like 4 or 5 different properties with me, and it turned into like 60 grand in commission from just a $99,000 lot. So I never pass up any opportunities, because you never know where an opportunity is going to lead you. So before we wrap up tonight, does anybody have any questions, comments, or any takeaways or feedback from today's session?
Me, one who like the dollars, I tell you, I really found that inspiring, and maybe I should try a different time, because when I do it in the morning, sometimes I do it at 8, but I like to be on my mindset calls. So I noticed that you got even a better connection, a number of people in the evening, but I liked it. And that's
Yeah.
2 database ads.
Yep.
2
Yep.
database.
Exactly. Exactly. And so what I say is this, it's all about a numbers game. So the more calls you make, the more conversations you have, the more opportunities that are going to show up, guaranteed, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Anybody else?
Thank you, Justin. I may have to join your prospecting course.
It's a great course. And anybody that
Yep.
goes through it and does the work, that we teach are going to set more appointments and take more listings. It's a guarantee.
Now, in your course, do you what's the frequency you meet once a week?
Yep. Mondays, every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Zoom for 1 hour for 16 weeks.
Okay.
Next class
And
starts in the first week in July.
right, and what type of outside of for sale by owners and expires, like what other type of prospecting do you work on in the prospecting
Yeah,
class?
great question. So we work on mindset, which is major, expireds, for sale by owners, just listed, just sold, database, social media, door knocking, the 4 different personality styles. We go through Jeff. So his team, they sell 1,000 homes a year. So Jeff's top 25 sources of business that helps them to sell 1,000 homes a year. We also talk about objection handler, like every aspect of calling, knocking, database, sphere of influence, lead follow-up, lead conversion, again, social media, like all aspects of the prospecting, because prospecting is not just picking up the phone and calling expireds and for sale by owners. And so we cover every aspect of it. And it's again, anybody that does what we teach is gonna definitely sell more homes, guaranteed.
Justin, how do you register for that course?
Yeah, I can actually I can put the link right now in the, let me just see here, Glover. 1 second. I'll actually throw it in the group chat thing here. Let me see here.
And it's weekly or daily?
It's weekly. It's every single Monday. Prospecting boot camp. Okay, maybe it's hold on. And and here's another thing that's cool about it is you get the recording. So if let's say you miss a day because you can't make it, or you want to go back and rewatch it so that you can actually, because I always say you want to watch it a couple of times, because you're not going to get everything just sitting in there for 1 hour. And so I personally, you have the opportunity to go back and just master that and study that on a regular basis. But we're live though every single Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Again, the next class does start in July. It's usually going to be right after the 4th of July. So I just posted that in the chat there, so you guys can grab that and you can click on that. That will take you right to the class page. You don't have to sign right up, but it'll give you all the information. There's even a video we created with some people that have gone through the class with their testimonies. One guy took 18 listings during the 16 weeks with us. And so this stuff definitely works for sure.
Thank you so much, Justin. I think I want to do lead gen with you every day.
Oh, another thing too, guys, every morning at 7:40 a.m. Eastern, we have the real estate role play room. So if you want to role play the expired or for sale by owner scripts, you can see it in the Glover U Inner Circle. If you guys haven't joined the Glover U Inner Circle yet, it's our Facebook group where we got probably like 17,000 people in there. But every morning I post in there, and I also post on my personal page but it's called the roleplayroom.com, the roleplayroom.com. And every single morning at 7:40 a.m. Eastern, you can click on the realestateroleplayroom.com, which I just put in the chat. You might have to actually copy and paste it because there's not a HTTPS there. But if you copy and paste that into your browser at 7:40 a.m. Eastern, it'll take you to our role play room, which is on Zoom. And then you just have to be there between 7:40 and 7:45, because right at 7:45, we pair you up with a role play partner. You get moved into a breakout room, so it's just you and another agent, and you can role play the scripts. And we do that every morning, Monday through Friday, so you can be paired with a role play partner. And every day, the role play partner you're paired with is different because it's automatic. So you press a button, and Zoom just moves you into a room automatically, and you'll be paired with a role play partner. And so anybody can show up any day, 7:40 a.m. Eastern. But if you show up after 7:45, then you have to come the next day because we close it out at 7:45, meaning we don't let anybody else in the room. And role plays typically go about 15 minutes. So you'll probably role play from 7:45 to 8, and then you move on to your prospecting. Yep. Awesome. Anybody else? Questions, comments, feedback, anything I can do to help?
Oh, we have to email you for the link.
Yes.
The,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. You can also follow me on social media. I just put that in there. And then I'm just putting my email address back in here again. So if you email me, I can send you the resources. And if you follow me on Facebook, reach out anytime, anything I can do to help. Always here to help all of you guys in any way that I can. And definitely want to see you guys win.
Thank you so much, Justin. We so
Thank
appreciate
you.
We so
Thank you.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
that was
Yep.
great. It was
Yep.
great to
Yes,
hear
thank you.
your live role play. I mean, your live role play. Your live prospecting.
Yeah. If we had more time, you'd probably see me definitely convert, a lot more opportunities there, but at least gives you an idea of how that works.
Justin, how often do you have this particular call?
So I don't, this was me just being invited in by Kim, so this was like a private thing. I don't do these publicly. This was something special that, because Kim and Lolo are good friends of mine. They said, "Hey, Justin, can you come add value to our team?" I said, "Absolutely." So,
Awesome.
but we are, so just to kind of give you guys an insider information here, we are going to be creating a live prospecting room that will be every day, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. to where you can hop on Zoom just like this and hear people prospect.
Awesome.
Yep.
Nice. Thank
So
you.
how do we get notification?
You just gotta either be friends with me on Facebook, because I post these things every morning, or be in the Glover U inner circle. Yep.
I think I'm in that, but I'm gonna do both.
Yep. It's gonna be good. Definitely here to help in any way I can.
Thank
And
you again, Justin.
your prospecting course is 4 months?
4 months.
16 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's $299 a month. So call it 300. So it's a $1,200 investment. And what I say is this: how many listings would you need to take in order to recoup your $1,200 investment? Right?
We already know that. That's a no-brainer.
No brainer. No
Don't
brainer.
go there.
I tell Jeff, I'm like, bro, you need to double the price. Are you kidding me? No, but honestly, it's like we want to give that price and make that price available for even people who are just getting started to come on in and make the investment. And again, if you follow what we teach, it's a wrap. You're gonna crush it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Teresa.
Yeah, no, one of the things that this has done is because I've been struggling going back and forth with getting my dialer back. And this has definitely inspired me to go ahead and get it back, because the amount of calls that you were able to get through in that short period of time is just a reminder why I need to get my dialer back.
Yep. And
Oh, Shaniqua, I'm so proud of you.
And again,
I love you, Shaniqua.
if it is Vulcan 7 or Red X, make sure you reach out to me and I'll send you a special promo link.
So
Right,
Justin, I
perfect.
was gonna ask you, are those the two that you would recommend
Vulcan,
over,
yeah, Vulcan 7 or Red X, absolutely. And I can send you information on both and you can kind of choose, which one makes more sense for you.
Now, let me ask you, Justin, because Vulcan 7 got espresso agent too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what espresso agent is. I've never used that before, but I've always used Vulcan 7 or Red X, and those two dialers, to me, and even being in the industry, are the two top ones that everybody uses.
so I use Mojo. You think the Vulcan 7 and the Red X are better than that one as well?
Especially
In
from
your
a
opinion?
data standpoint, they have the best
Mhm.
data, meaning the most accurate numbers.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect,
Yep.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
And I'm willing to come back. So,
Right.
if you ever invite me back again, I'll definitely come back and we'll do it
That's
again.
all you had to say,
We
Justin.
want you to come back for a
Yeah.
day of prospecting.
I will
4
say this
hours.
though, and so Kim, this is an option too.
Okay.
Is we have market centers and teams, bring me down and spend an entire day in the market center in
Yeah.
the office and do training and live prospecting and all of that. So that's an option as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm in the Frederick office, so please make sure I get the invite, Kim.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
Well, we will
Awesome.
definitely have you back in one way or another, or 5 ways.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. I always find it as an honor to be invited somewhere. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Well, we
Thank
will
you,
let
guys.
you go. Thank you for staying on with us over time. We appreciate all of your time.
Yeah, thank you. And to answer your question, Mary Cruz, you do not need to have Vulcan or Red X to join the boot camp. You do not. So those are just recommendations that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, guys. Have a good one. See
All
ya.
right.
Thank you.
Tell
Bye.
Joy hello.
I sure will. Absolutely.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Kim. You always do a wonderful job.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
This was I wasn't expecting Justin, but that was really, really good. And the more you could do the Zoom, we could jump in.
Well,
when
you
the
know what?
Zoom works.
I think we're going to start doing more Zooms now that, Lolo and I aren't in the Columbia office.
Yep.
We're going to do Zooms, and, whoever can jump on can jump on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A lot of people have been wanting that anyway. So, and I think
Yeah, because we be out in these streets, we be out in these streets,
Right.
and sometimes we gotta hop on where we are.
Yeah.
And not that we don't value the information, because this is a lot of free information. We were at the Glover U. I'm
Right.
still thinking, I'm still trying to see if I want to go or what I
Yeah.
want to do.
Yeah.
But because I got to get into action and implementation. So I'm trying to bring on a coach here as
Okay.
well.
Right.
Okay.
About that. Yep.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
thank you for being here, and just keep watching. I'll put the information out as far as when it's going to be, where it's going to be, if it's going to be live. Most of them will be Zoom from now on.
Thank you. I appreciate you and Lolo. Y'all
Thank
have a good one.
You too. All right.
Bye-bye.